Alright, Solstice 2023 is out. You're gonna have about 3 weeks to finish this title up until August 8th. Took me about 8 hours to finish this on day one. Got it title finished and gilded for second time. So I'm gonna try my best to explain how to get it. What I did was efficient, just to help out if you guys are a bit confused on some triumphs and not to waste time. But there's no rush as always. Just take your time. Play it at your own pace. This is just things that I did in the 8 hours that took me to get this done. So let's go over two important things real quick. One thing important is that once you finish this on one character, it is on the white glow is unlocked on all your characters. So I did on my Titan. This is my fresh Warlock. I just picked these up recently, and they have the white glow automatically applied already, as you can see here. There's the white glow there. So as long as you do one character, there's nothing to you can probably swap characters midway through if you don't like to do something on one character. You can do these on all characters basically. It's all cross progress. The other thing is going to be the elemental glows. That's going to be purchasable in the store for 6,000 bright dust. Now this is how it's been all the time. The one thing, yeah, people will complain about that, but of course the one thing to remember is that this is a yearly event, and most of the time people who are brand new want the bright dust for it automatically, but most of the time people know about this event and they will save up the bright dust before the event starts. So a lot of times it is still free. 6,000. I know it doesn't show bright dust here, but it will if you haven't bought it already with bright dust. But it is free technically. You just gotta grind and know about it the year before or before it starts basically. So that's just how it is. So elemental glow is from the store for 6,000 bright dust for each character. So 18,000 total. And that's pretty much the important stuff. And let's go over the triumphs real quick and talk about how it went. So first things first, we have bashing success. This one is complete the bonfire activity. Bonfire Bash, whatever it's called. It's very simple. This one's for the tutorial. It should be done automatically. You can start it here or start it over here, and that will get you the triumph to be finished. Then we have the next triumph here, which is going to be good ignite. This one is defeat ignition carriers. So these ignition carriers, those are the ones that spawn on a waymarker, and you have to kill the first wave of enemies, and then the bonfire carrier will spawn. I'll pull some gameplay here. So as you can see here, you'll see waymarkers, and that is going to be where the ignition hold. I don't know what they call them again. Whatever. Kill those guys. Carriers. There we go. And they'll drop 3 balls. You can pick up. You have 10 seconds to pick up all of them. If you got a good line of sight, you can do all 3 by yourself. But having somebody else there is pretty nice. And so you gotta kill a good amount of them. What you can do to speed this up a little bit, you don't have to, because you'll get this. It should be done passively. You can go to both of them and tag the carriers, and then you get kill precipitation for both of them. Should be an issue. Once you get to 10, then you'll get to taken spot, which we'll go over that in a second. So just kill those guys. Those are the wizards, the captains when it's fallen, and the I don't even know the cabal one. I did that one time. Whatever. Anyways, there's a 3 there. You have to aim high. I see I messed up. This is a bad video. This is a very early on. But you have to aim higher. Or aim higher. Sorry. Anyways, that's just 15 in total. Very easy to do. Then we have the torch the taken. So prismatic taken. This will take about I would say 4 or 5 runs of Bonfire Bash. And yeah, this is when you do get 10 of each. So when you get the first 10, you get taken spawn, you get 20, taken will spawn, and it is about 2. So you can get 4 per bonfire, basically. Also, it's more than that, I don't know, but I think it's 4. You can see when we get to 10, we're gonna eliminate the taken interference. So we can see the taken, the yellow bars with the way markers on it. If somebody else is like me, that just kills them all. I'm not sure if it counts. But try to get the tag on the way marker enemies, and you should get progress for that. And there's, like I said, there's 4 per bonfire. Maybe there's 5. I don't know, but it's a couple rounds of that to get that done. Should be pretty passive to do, anyways. Next up we have is feel the fire. Now, just as you've been throwing the balls into the bonfire, anybody who does it gets progress for this. It doesn't have to be you. I'm pretty sure. if I'm wrong about that. But this should be done passively. You'll be doing multiple bonfire bashes, and as long as you're putting it in, it should be pretty good to go with that. But I'm pretty sure anybody counts the progress for that. Then we have collect silver ash. So silver ash, this is going to be not silver leaves. This is silver leaves is for doing activities and stuff. You get silver leaves for if you wear armor. I think people say you wear one piece of armor, it's fine. You get silver leaves, and if you do like strikes, crucible, gambit with the armor on, or any activity, basically missions, raid, dungeons, trials, anything gives you silver leaves with the armor on. You put the armor on, then you do Bonfire Bash. Eva in my ear. Bonfire Bash, then when you, depending on how much you ignite into the bonfire, you get that much back. I think, I'm not sure if you wear more armor, it gets you more, but I would have been wearing 4 pieces of armor, or 5 doesn't matter. 4 is fine with an exotic. And I was getting, at 30, you get 100, and which is, you need 20 silver ash for that. You can only hold 100 silver ash for that as well. But max you can get from it is 20, and that converts to 100. And it's about 25 stoked into the bonfire. So that triumph right there wants you to get 350 or 450. It's 350. So it's about 4 bonfires. You're gonna do at least like 4 or 5 bonfires to get this done, unless you mess up. Should be good to go. So as long as you have at least 20 silver leaves inventory, you should be good to go. You should get 100 per bonfire, as long as you get plus 25 on the bonfire stoked. Same thing as Field of Fire 2 and 3, same idea of the other one. Just keep pushing the balls in and you're good to go. Yeah. Then we have defeat Wildfire. I can't read. Like Wildfire, defeat targets anywhere in the system. This one's super easy. It's not even like, you get this done like 2 bonfires. It doesn't have to be in the bonfire, it could be anywhere. So I wouldn't worry about this one. This one's pretty passive. Nothing to care about that. Then we have the next one. It's going to be Superlative. This one is defeat supers, or defeat targets with supers. I recommend a roaming super for any of the classes to make things a bit faster. I don't know how much kills this is. I was going to check, to be honest with you. I can't check anymore, I don't think. So there is that. I don't know how many kills it is, but it's not a lot. It's just keep using super. Just remember to use your super as often as you can. Defeat guardians, only 10, and don't get me wrong, you're gonna have to play a handful of crucible. So you getting 10 is baby food. Then we have hand lighter. This one is getting kills with shotguns, hand cannons, rocket launchers. I don't know how many kills is it. I think it's like 300 kills. I think in total. I recommend, using weapons. Like you use all 3. At least use an exotic weapon. That's one of those. So either if you have Gallowhorn, or if you're using Hunter, Lucky Pants, you can use Malfeasance or Crimson, or shotgun. You can use Lord of the Wolves. I don't know, or Tracker Cannon. That works too. But just use like a full loadout until you finish it. Then you can just take it off. So when you're playing Bonfire or Strikes or anything of those, just use these weapons, and you'll get it done eventually. No big deal. Then we have defeat bosses anywhere in the system. So this one, bosses are the ones technically with the skull icon. That's yellow. Yellow bar, it doesn't mean yellow bars. It's the boss icon. These bosses can't be, they can't be, what do you call it? They can't be frozen. They can't be suspended. Those are the ones bosses, right? There's a lot of bosses, which I'll tell you guys to do. It will be Altar of Sorrows. Every enemy you have to kill to progress in Altar of Sorrows is a boss enemy. So you go to Sorrows Harbor, do Altar of Sorrows, and that will give you it. But I wouldn't worry about it too much. You'll get a good chunk of it once you do one of that. But I wouldn't focus finishing it right there. You're going to be doing a lot of other stuff that will be killing bosses. So that one is done passively as long as you do the right stuff. Next we have is complete festivities to earn silver leaves. This one's pretty easy. It's just doing crucible, strikes, or gambit with the armor on against silver leaves. This is done passively. There's not, literally can't mess this one up because you'd be playing strikes and crucible pretty much for this one, and you get it done automatically. Then we have Dare to Dream. For this one, Blind Well, or Dares of Eternity. I didn't do Dares of Eternity, but I like Blind Well better because people are actually doing it. As long as you get tier 3 and you have you overload it, I forget what it's called. That's 50% done. So only two blind well runs to finish this one. I don't know how much a dares is, but 50% as well. I could be wrong, but that one's also good for killing bosses, I think. But also there's legend version. I'm assuming legend gives you more percent. Anyways, Brightfall. This one will take a bit of time for myself because I don't do high difficulty nightfalls. But a Vanguard strike gives you 10%, so it's at least 10 if you don't do nightfalls. In Nightfall, the hero version gives you 15%, and all I could think is it scales upwards from there, doing Grandmasters and all that stuff. So it might be a bit faster if you can do those Grandmaster stuff, then sure, do that. But for me, I did strikes and nightfalls. I did 2 nightfalls and then 7 strikes, pretty much. So that's the best I got for that. We have Fires of Competition. This one is unskippable. Sadly, there's not much I could progress this faster. I just played 10 crucible matches. I just played the rotating game mode, which is pretty easy and pretty fast. And honestly, I do enjoy playing Scorched Cannon, Team Scorched. So that's what I did 10 times or 9 times. I did one gambit to see what it was, but that's sadly not much I could do there. I'll be honest, nothing to speed that one up. That one is like one of the longer ones, depending on your skill up, depending on what you play, but whatever. You have the last page here. We have a Spark in the Dark. So I recommend this one. Altars of Sorrow. A salvage gives 33%. So if you do salvage, it's three times. Or maybe legend gives you 50%. I don't know. But Altars of Sorrow gave me like 70%. I don't know why, but depending, every tier you do, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, tier 5, gives you percent. And then the boss gives you massive percent. And like I said, each boss that you kill, each enemy that progresses the tiers, or boss enemies, so that will coincide with the other one, right? That works out. So I recommend Altar of Sorrows, and it gives you a lot of silver leaves unless they nerfed it, but it gave a lot. Recommend that, Altar of Sorrows. Then we have In the Hot Seat. This one might be one of the longer, feels like the longest one, depending what you can do. If you raid, sure, that's easy. If you do the dungeon, the dungeon's on there. I don't know. I don't remember. I don't think so. Right? That's not. If you do, the hero version of the campaign, 10%, not much. Maybe high difficulty, probably better. But what I did, now hear me out. So, what I did was, in conjunction of the Vanguard ops, I just kept joining Vanguard ops and hoping to get the one strike that is on Neptune, which is going to be Hypernet Current, and that gave me about 35%, 40% per clear. Now I didn't test it out, but I don't know how much percent this gives. Probably less or more or the same. But since I was doing the Vanguard ops Triumph at the same time, I just kept queuing it up, and if it's not that Hypernet Current strike, I just went back to orbit. And don't rejoin quickly. You want to wait a couple seconds so that it doesn't put you in the same one you were just in, basically. So that's what I did. So that's the fastest thing you can do for that one, is that strike on Vanguard ops, and that's it. Once you do all that, that will get you the title, and that can kindle all your armor, and that will make your armor all white glow, as you can see over there. That's pretty good stuff. Anyways, then we can go ahead and gild the title by heading over here. We have the 4 triumphs here to gild. Now, the funny thing is, I didn't want to talk about this, but I'll talk about it right now. When you're gilding a title, normally you're just doing the gilding triumphs, right? So if you do like Iron Banner, you're only doing the gilding triumphs, right? Or Gambit, it's gilding triumphs. You don't need to redo the old ones. But the funny thing is, for this one, even though it's just 4 gilding triumphs, right? You still have to do all the triumphs in here, because you can't do this one without it. So it's kind of funny that the whole point of gilding a triumph is just, it makes it supposed to be faster and easier, but it's not for this one. So unfortunately, but whatever. Then we have sort of from the ashes. So this one is upgrade multiple pieces of sunlight armor. So this one is going to be using the silver ashes on your armor. So as you can see here, it's going to cost me 20 here, right? And then the next time I do it, it's going to cost 40, and the next one will be 60. You do it on 4 pieces of armor. So do it on, I guess, your boots, your chest armor, your gauntlets, and your helmet. And that's going to cost you about 480 silver ash. So you're going to do at least 5 or 4 Bonfire Bash at max, which is going to be 20 silver leaves each. And yeah, 20 silver each gives you 100, right? So that's about 4 or 5 runs, and you gotta max out and put all that armor to the max, right? And it's not like you can't run Bonfire Bash under 20 silver leaves, but it is just more efficient, and you should not fully focus on doing one activity like strikes and crucible. You do want to get at least 20 and then just do Bonfire Bash and then go back to doing crucible and strikes. Just keep gameplay loop, you know, to be efficient. Don't try to finish one thing. Don't focus on one thing. Do whatever all in different order. Right. And that when you do all 4 pieces of armor, it doesn't be the same. It doesn't have to be different armor. It could be 2 helmets or whatever, but I just to be safe, I did all unique armor. Bonfire Dash. This one is fully stoked the bonfire. What this means is that, from my understanding, I did it on the first try, is getting the bonfire fully stoked, which means getting 30, which is the max, I'm pretty sure. So for doing that efficiently or doing it correctly, is try not to be all together. Try to split, both do 2 at the same time. Don't even though like there's 3 balls that spawn, sometimes depending on where it is, so some spots that you have a complete line of sight with the bonfire, so you could pick up all 3 orbs and get all 3 by yourself. There are some spots where you need multiple people, and that's fine, but you should split off to save time, so you get multiple igniters carriers dead, so you get that done pretty much. And when you're aiming the igniters, aim high or you won't hit the bonfire from afar. Jump or whatever, aim high, you'll hit it for sure. Then we have Sunlight Up. This one is a bit funny. So this is the one where you need all your armor to be rekindled. So all your armor is white, and doing a dungeon, a raid, master or grandmaster nightfall, or win rounds and trials will give you progress for this. It sounds hard, but it's not. Unless it's bugged and they'll fix it. But what I did, when you go to like dim or braid tech, it tells you it's 0 out of 3. This is for the percent, of course. So technically it'll be 3 dungeon encounters, 3 raid encounters, or 2 raid encounters, and maybe 1 grandmaster, maybe 2 master grandmaster. I don't know how it works. Okay. But I just did the easiest. If it gets fixed, the easiest dungeon to do by yourself solo is going to be Shadow Throne on the Dreaming City. That's the easiest in my opinion, but all I did was the first encounter with the full set on, and it gave me a finish with the triumph. So I don't know if that's a bug or anything. It probably is, but I just did the first encounter for Shadow Throne, and it gave me the progress automatically. So up to you if that works or not, but doing it correctly, it's that dungeon's baby food. Nothing to worry about. So as long as you have all the armor on, do the first encounter, and you're good to go for that. Lastly, super easy. I don't want to talk about it. Do a Bonfire Bash without dying. So just make sure, just survive, and you know what? Good to go. And that's it. Once you do that, that will get you the title and Gild it. If you did it last year, it should be number 2. If not, your first time, congrats. And that is going to be needed for the Reveler title. If you don't have that already, that is for is Reveler, there it is. This is it sadly can't Gild it, but it's cool though. Anyways, so that's it. If you guys enjoy that, it's a pretty long video. I wish I could show gameplay, but I'm lazy, and hopefully I can help out with that. If you have any more questions, just ask below in the comments, and good to go if I miss anything. Cool.